welcome back to Omoshiroi Recap. Today, I will recap In Another World with my smartphone, telling the story of a teenager named Mochizuki Touya, who was killed by a lightning strike caused by a god. As an apology, he will be reincarnated into another world. And not only that, the gods will also grant Touya's wish. Hearing this, Touya also wanted to bring his smartphone to another world and asked that it could be used in another world later. The god also granted Touya's wish. Not only that, but he was also given the ability of all kinds of elements and unlimited magic. Touya then arrived in another world. Thanks to his smartphone, he could easily go to the nearest town. Then there was a merchant who wanted to buy Touya's clothes, so Touya sold them to get money. While in the city, two girls were arguing with a thug, seeing that Touya saved them both. The girls were Lins and Els. After that, Touya asked them to take him to the Silver Moon Inn. Unexpectedly, they also lived there. As a result, Touya stayed there for a while. The next day, Touya and the others went to the guild to carry out their first mission together. After completing the mission, Touya wanted to learn the power of magic. Lins also took out several element crystals to find out the type of magic element mastered by Touya. It turns out that Touya has all the elements, thanks to the blessing of the god. When they stopped by the next town, they met a samurai girl being attacked by a group of people. Touya and the others saw it, immediately saved her and managed to defeat the criminals. The girl was named Kakanoi. She came from the city of Ishin, which is similar to Japanese culture. It turned out that Yi had lost her money, which made her starve. Because Touya gave her food, Yi also wanted to come with them as a guard. Yi happens to be an expert in using sword techniques. Then they headed to the capital. While traveling, Touya practiced some of his magic powers. But suddenly, Touya smelled blood around the place. They immediately headed there and helped the royal troops attacked by the lizardmen. However, a servant was hit by a fatal attack. Fortunately, Touya was able to heal him with magic power. He was able to recover thanks to Touya's healing magic. A master of the servant named Sashi, she is the daughter of a duke of the royal family. After that, the servant asked Touya and the others to head to the capital as their bodyguards. When they arrived at Sashi's house, the duke thanked them for saving his daughter. Then the duke told them about his wife, who could not see and could only be healed by a neutral magic user. It just so happened that Touya had neutral magic power, so that Touya can cure it with recovery magic. Because it has successfully cured the duke's wife, as a result, the duke gives him a gift in the form of a lot of money. He even gives them a medal from his family. They will get facilities equivalent to nobility when they want to rest in various cities, led by him. He also wanted to join Touya's group because he wanted to always be with them. Before continuing their journey, they bought some materials first. Even Touya bought a cloak that could increase the status of resistance to magic. The next day they ran a mission again. They fought the Dark Knight. Thanks to teamwork, they managed to defeat him. After that, Touya did his detection magic and found something under the ruins. When examined by them, it turned out that the object could absorb magic. It even turned into a monster. As a result, they had no choice but to face it. However, they had difficulty fighting it, and the monster attacked Els. Fortunately, Touya got an idea to take the monster's core and throw it at Els so that he could destroy it. They managed to defeat the monster and reported it to the Duke. But the next day, the Duke explained that the king had been poisoned. Then Touya went with the Duke to the king's place so that Touya could use recovery magic to cure him. When they got there, they met the governor of Balsa. Then they arrived at the king's room, and without further ado, Touya healed him with recovery magic. There was a girl named Yumina beside him. After seeing Touya's prowess, she became interested in Touya. Then Touya investigated the mastermind of the incident. He found a clue that the culprit was Governor Balsa, who had put poison in the king's glass. Seeing that Touya was so great, Yumina couldn't help herself. While gathering together, Yumina asked her parents for permission to marry Touya. Even though they all agree to match Touya with Yumina, it turns out that Yumina is still 12 years old. At the same time, Touya is 16 years old. As a result, they were given 2 years first to get closer to each other or called an engagement. Then the god contacted Touya and congratulated him on his engagement. Even the god advised Touya to have many wives. Knowing Touya's engagement, they were not excited because they also had feelings for him. After that, Yumina wanted to join Touya's group so she could join them. While carrying out the mission, Yumina used summoning magic, seeing that Touya felt interested in using summoning magic too. Then Yumina taught Touya about magic. Unexpectedly, Touya could summon a sacred animal in the form of a white tiger named Byakko. Byakko also tested Touya's ability through his magic power, but Touya had too powerful, thus making Byakko faint. In the end, Byakko accepted Touya as his master. Touya gave him a new name, Kohaku, and he became even cuter. Touya enjoyed his life with his girlfriends and even tried some application features on his smartphone, the one where the camera can penetrate walls. After that, Linz learned to use a magic wand with Touya. And thanks to that, their relationship became closer. Then Touya bought clothes as a gift for Els, so Els wanted to get closer to Touya. Then, Yumina said they had to go to the royal palace because Touya wanted to be named knight. But Touya rejected it because the title was too flashy. In return, Touya received a luxurious house. Since the house was too big, he invited them all to live there together. Hearing that made them blush because they were considered valuable figures for Touya. After that, the Duke came to meet Touya. He asked Touya to go to Mismead so that he could use the gate magic later, because the gate magic can only be used at the place they have been to. The next day they headed to Mismead with the royal troops. While on the way, they found a village attacked by a dragon, and Touya immediately fought with him. Not only that, the girls worked together, and in the end, the dragon was defeated. Then a red dragon who apologized to them appeared because one of his races had rampaged there. After learning that the sacred animal Kohaku made a contract with Touya, the dragon immediately submitted to Touya. After that, they helped the villagers to repair the village, and at the same time, Touya rested very comfortably on Yumina's lap. They arrived at Mismead the next day, where the king of the jungle greeted them. After hearing that Touya had defeated a dragon, the king wanted to spar with Touya. When the sparring began, Touya learned the king of the jungle's magic, namely Excel magic. So that Touya won the sparring match. At night, Touya saw a doll that asked him to go somewhere. When he entered the room, he met a 600-year-old elf named Lean. She also explained that the doll moved with her neutral magic, namely the program, which can give orders to inanimate objects. Thanks to his ability, Touya can master new magic easily, so that makes Lean so surprised and wants to make Touya her student. Touya made a new weapon from the previous dragon's fang the next day. Even Linz and Yumina also made weapons. When they wanted to return, Kohaku suddenly felt someone was watching them.
Axel! Yeah.
It turns out they are a servant in charge of protecting Princess Yumina, ordered directly by the king. When Touya wanted to clean himself, he saw the girls' underwear accidentally. Although they scolded him after that, Touya still felt happy to see their beauty. They returned home from Mismead and were in the previous luxury house. Once there, they met Lean. Then Lean explained that she felt interested in the ruins in Ishin. Lean also taught Raquel magic, which can be combined with gate magic, because Yi came from Ishin. As a result, Yi was asked to think about where she lived. At the same time, Touya read her mind and opened the gate magic to get there.
Gate!
A few moments later, they arrived in Ishin very quickly. They stopped by Yi's place, but her mother said her father was on the battlefield. Even he was being cornered by enemy forces. Since they are not doing anything, they intend to go to the battlefield. When they arrived, there were a lot of demon troops that were very difficult to defeat, but Touya marked all the troops with his smartphone and slaughtered them easily.
Shining Javelin!
After that, they met with the officials there, and he explained that the mastermind of the demon army was in the castle. Then came a ninja named Tsubaki. He happened to know the whereabouts of the castle, so Touya cast his magic on Tsubaki to open the gate to the castle. Then Touya, Lin and Tsubaki will infiltrate the enemy castle. Lin also uses invisible magic to avoid being seen by the guards. Before infiltrating, Lin warmed up with Tsubaki.
見えないからって何してるのよ。
違うよ、リンだから。僕はさっきから目の。
Then they infiltrated there and immediately released the prisoners. They were prepared to attack after they were free. When meeting with the leader of the place, it turns out that he has an eye artifact that can give him eternal life to his entire army. But Touya easily took it and immediately destroyed it so that the person died into dust. After this incident, they received information that the ruins of Naruya were at the bottom of the sea. So they said goodbye to the E family because they wanted to rush to the ruins. Because he was on the beach, Touya invited many people so that they could enjoy the beach and have fun together. Touya was looking for a way to get to the ruins, and his breath was not enough to get there when he tried to dive to the bottom of the sea, and had no choice but to return to the surface. Then Kohaku wanted to introduce one of his friends to have expertise in water magic. He was named Black Snake. After being summoned, two animals appeared and as usual, they fought first so that the animal could believe in the power possessed by Touya.
スリップ。
After being defeated by Touya soundly, he became his pet and the animal was named Kokaiu with Sango. In the afternoon, Touya headed to the ruins alone, thanks to the power of Kokaiu with Sango, making Touya able to enter the ruins easily. It turns out that inside, there is a mysterious magic circle. When Touya channeled his magic energy into the object, suddenly Touya was taken to a place he didn't know, and there he met a girl named Francesca, the guardian of the place. Touya talked to Francesca, who was not wearing panties. Francesca explained that the place was the Babylon Sky Garden made by Professor Regina, and the creator of Francesca. After that, Francesca handed over all the gardens and herself to Touya on orders from the professor. Francesca recognizes the power of Touya and can even enter through the magic circle. Then Touya invited others to enter the garden, although there was a misunderstanding about Touya and Francesca. Fortunately, it was all resolved peacefully. Then while Yumina and the others were walking around, she asked about their feelings for Touya. Hearing that made them blush because they had a love for Touya. Yumina allowed them to become Touya's wives because Yumina did not want to tie Touya down herself. Then they returned to Touya's place. Francesca wanted to make a contract to transfer ownership of the place to Touya. Francesca immediately made a hot kiss to record his identity.
登録完了。マスターの遺伝子を記憶しました。
Seeing this, the girls became noisy because of jealousy. Linz did not want to lose. She kissed him very hotly. Of course, it makes them very jealous. They returned to their home after the previous incident made Touya have a lot on his mind. Then Yumina came to see him and wanted to kiss Touya. Then Yumina asked Touya's opinion about Linz. Unexpectedly, Linz was also there using invisible magic. Hearing that Touya accepted her feelings made, Linz was happy. Then Yumina explained that in that world, polygamy was legalized, so Touya could have many wives at once. In the end, Linz became Touya's second wife candidate. The next day, Touya was challenged by Els and Yi to a fight. Because they managed to defeat Touya, they also asked Touya to make them his future wife. Hearing this, Touya asked for a little time to think. After that, Francesca met Touya and delivered a message from Professor Regina to him. It turns out that Regina has a tool that can see into the future, which is why she knows about Touya. However, she did not want to explain everything that would happen to Touya's future with the others. Touya met the gods to talk to each other and find a solution to his problem. Then the god summoned a goddess of love. Thanks to that, Touya received advice from the goddess that made him more confident. Then Touya gathered together with his girls. Touya explained that he didn't want to marry them all for now, but Touya promised to marry them all one day because Touya felt too young to get married. They accepted the decision happily, and for a while, they became Touya's fiancé. Also, Francesca leaked information from Regina that Touya would have 9 wives. Then, Touya's 9 beautiful wives were shown at the end. And that is the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments which recap you'd like to see next, so see you in the next video.